Hey everyone, welcome back to another war video, this time war number 10 of season 37, for Loki taking on PBT. You can see I have Thing, Human Torch, and Nimrod for this war, so let's get right into it. I was back up for section 1, so this is my first fight here, is node 24. It is a Terrax, so this node has buffet over time and vigorous assault. The way that this buffet works is it's actually a regen buff if buffet triggers. So I'm going to use Thing here. Thing for a couple reasons. One, he is immune to Nullify, making him immune to buffet. And then he also is immune to armor break, so he can mitigate some of that rock field damage. I do pop a combat regen boost just to help offset some of that damage. Terrax is a conduit defender, so I'm trying not to knock him down. But really, this node also has the sloped armor, which is if they have an armor up, you can glance. Terrax can't get any armor buffs, so that's not any real concern. Thing really good for this node because he turns off the buffet, which turns off the regen, which turns off the vigorous assault. So you can see I do throw a special 3 here because special 3 doesn't count towards knocking them down for conduit. Also, in Terrax's case, you do get 1 free knockdown because Terrax is shock immune and the first conduit debuff is shock anyway. But that being said, I throw the special 3 to get some of my passive furies up a little bit. You can see Thing doing pretty well here. I do have the Human Torch synergy, which is really nice to help his ramp. So what the Human Torch synergy does is anytime you go over 20, it immediately converts from Rock Stack to Fury. You can see I throw that special 2, and that's the end of Terrax. So not a very difficult fight there. Thing able to handle that fight pretty well. So in terms of section 2 itself, I'm on path 1. And the first fight on this path is a Sauron. So you can see I'm using Nimrod for Sauron. He is the best Sauron counter in the game. But this first fight is never back down and then reinvigorated unblockable. Basically what happens is if I dash back twice, I trigger a regenerate passive. Nimrod very good at handling those because when he's in this orange mode, he can get rid of all of those just by contact. So one of the things that I'm trying not to do here is really the only way, other than trying not to get hit like I did right there. I'm trying to push the special 2 because Sauron's special 2 is easier to deal with. I'm trying to get to my own special 2 because as you're about to see, it's going to do a ton of damage. But one of the things that I'm really trying to keep in mind here is the unblockable. So I was hopeful that would do a little bit more. But every 10 regens passives that he gets a passive unblockable. Really the only way to lose a Nimrod versus Sauron fight is to push him to special 3. So I'm trying really hard not to do that. Thankfully, he throws that special 2 right there. I'm just trying to build back up to the special 2 just to be safe. So I go to Dex that special 1. I do get clipped by the last hit. Not a big deal because he's got 2 cowardices on him. Throw that special 2, and that'll be the end of it. I probably could have thrown a special 1 there, but I wanted to go up to the special 2 just to be safe, just to make sure that I KO'd him. But Nimrod versus Sauron, about as straightforward as it gets. This next fight is Guardian. So Guardian, also a conduit defender. He has buffet over time and the same reinvigorated unblockable. So it's the same node as Terrax. Basically, if he nullifies a buff via buffet, he gets a regenerate buff, but because Thing is immune to nullify, he won't ever get those regeneration buffs. So Thing really just turns off the node. The only thing I have to worry about here is conduit itself. So if I just don't knock Guardian down, I should be good to go. So Guardian, he has some punishing specials. You'll see here, I just blocked them the entire fight, although I dashed back there, but I was able to block in time. If I wasn't, I was over 20, so I would have been able to block after that. But you can see just, Thing, just an absolute tank. He's really able to take a whole bunch of blocked hits and be really okay. Guardian Special 1 can be a little bit tricky to Dex. If you get the timing wrong, you can get hit, and then you get the taunt on you, and then your attack goes down. So you can see I heavy into the special 3 there. I do that in order just to trigger the protection before throwing it, because your protection's based off the rock stacks when you start protection. So I have the full protection right now. so I can be a little bit more reckless going into this. And with Conduit, as long as you don't actually knock him down, you're okay. So I just went and started the heavy, hit him with the first hit through the special 3. But you can see Thing doing a really good job getting through this fight. Just a little bit more on Guardian to take out, and that's that. So Thing, very good for those buffet over time nodes, and he's a really good Conduit counter because he doesn't have to throw specials in order to really get the most out of him, and the Human Torch synergy really does help a lot. Speaking of Human Torch, he gets my last fight here of the war. It is Wong on the Conflictor mini. So I did put my flame on, and I was able to get a white Magneto pre-fight. So what I want to do here, besides not hitting him when he's unstoppable, every time Wong throws a heavy, he gets unstoppable, and it's on that timer. So, but what I'm trying to do here is parry, light, medium. That way I can make sure not to get the prowess buffs that he can get. I'm going to make a pretty big mistake here. So you can see Wong is at 95 charges. What I should have done there was throw a heavy, because once I throw a heavy, it resets it. But if Wong gets to 100 and you throw a medium or a light, he detonates a whole bunch of damage on you. So you can see I took a whole bunch of damage. So I should have thrown that heavy. I didn't. Normally with Torch, I like to throw the special 2 because you get the stun, but because this is Conflictor, I held to the special 3. I throw the special 3, so you can still see Torch, even despite taking that damage, is in pretty good control of the fight. He's got 7 Nova Flames on, and he just really melts down from there. So, made it look a little bit more interesting than it was. Just need to be a little bit more mindful of Wong's charges. But that's it for me. So 4 fights this war. Thankfully, it was a clean war for me. No deaths. So that gets me up to 43 fights on the season. 4 deaths on the season, but my streak is now up to 6. In terms of the war itself, we did end up losing this one. So 8-2 on the season. Very good war by PBT. They played very, very well. So, hopefully we can bounce back, finish the season strong. But that'll do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see everyone soon.